this side gets one question, this side gets another question. You guys get the first question. SEC has decided to keep the same teams on everyone's schedule for 2025. They're going to stick with the 8-game schedule again. They're just going to flip the opponents. So Tennessee in 2025 is going to get Oklahoma, Arkansas, Georgia, and Vandy here. Alabama, Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi State on the road. Thumbs up, thumbs down to this decision.
I will say thumbs up if they go to what they should in 2026, and this is just a holdover to make things easy in a 2-year run with the new teams coming in. In 2026, they go to a 9-game schedule, which they should. I've been calling for, along with a lot of people, for a long time. If not, then come back to this state through some kind of time machine, and I will say terrible move.
Thumbs down. Rotate its opponents. What are you doing? I don't need to see the same people 2 years in a row.
I want to see Texas in football,
Yes.
please.
Right. Yeah.
Please,
That was the
give us
most-
Texas in football.
That was the most surprising thing I thought about that.
All right, so you guys get another thing. Josh mentioned it depends on whether you go back to the right schedule in 2026. My question is, who's going to be in the league in 2026?
There
Florida
you go.
State, Florida State and Clemson both now suing the ACC to get out of there. Don't know if they can, but clearly that league is breaking up. They're trying two different tacks to see if one works. There's a lot of thought that they could go to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
They don't seem to fit academically with anybody the Big Ten brings in. The SEC already has South Carolina. They've got Florida. Would those schools want them in? Is there value there? Big 12 would love them. Where do Florida State and Clemson land when all this is done?
Southeastern Conference, and if I'm Mississippi State, Missouri, and a few other people, I'm really starting to not like this because eventually I think those schools, sorry fans of those guys, second-tier schools, I think they're going to go. So, yeah, I think they'll come to the SEC.
I think one of the interesting things from what I had read, there's more opposition to adding those teams unless you're trying to block them to go into like the Big Ten, but somewhere else.
Yeah, that may change. I read
Right,
that too.
and it
That's
may
one,
change.
it got a ton of play. One, I forget which reporter said, I'm hearing sources, there's more pushback than there is for it. Like, yeah, until Greg Sankey shows them, well,
Yeah.
they're worth X million.
And,
welcome
and how
in.
much of the pushback's coming from teams who are the little sisters?
Well, and I mean,
And in those
how
states,
much,
too,
how much did
maybe.
Texas A&M bitching about Texas coming?
Yeah.
How much did that stop Texas? It didn't.